Hey Virgo, this is your June 2019, June through July, my bad, 2019 general reading. It's not going to be for everybody, so do not trip if it's not for you. Just move along to another tarot reader because there's so many of us out there and they're all really great. So we're just going to get started. I've already shuffled for you. So let's see, major energies going on first and foremost. That's Scorpio or the ending of something. Positive though, death is positive. But heartbreak isn't, right? You're gonna have to make a decision here. What is this decision between? Do I want to feel heartbroken? Do I want to end things so I can move on to the next phase of my life? That's positive. But let's see here. Bottom of the deck. Oh, Virgo. Yeah, that makes sense, doesn't it? Alright. We got some stuff to figure out here, huh? Alright. So basically, you got a situation here, okay? Heartbreak. What's going on here, Virgo? Gonna have to make some decision. But you're not really sure what decision to make. Your blindfold's on. You feel like you don't really have many choices. You're not really sure which way to go. It all seems like a big blur. Nothing is clear. But you do have that control, and that's what I want you to know. You have the control over your own situation, over your own life, and that's what's important to understand, is that no matter what or who or how or when or anything, you do have control over your own life and your decisions that you make, and how your life, is affected is up to the universe, but how you react to things and just basically what you decide to do at its core, that's up to you. So, that's good. You have a little control here, okay? That's a good thing. You need to know that. This heartbreak, is causing you a lot of stress and pain. You may be up at night crying. But for me, I don't really look at that card as literally up at night crying. It's just something that really weighs in on your mind throughout the day. And night, possibly. Some of you very well could be up at night crying. But you get the idea. Could be a Scorpio involved in this. But if not, it's just, it's just the ending of something, the cycle changing, and that is a good thing. Death, you can't delay death. It happens even if you don't want it to. So the thing is, if you just try to accept it, then it'll be a lot smoother for you. So let's see if we can get some clarifiers on this. What is this death here for about Virgo? Okay, that's either fire, which is Aries, Leo, Sagittarius, and if it's not, then it's just a very forceful energy. It doesn't have to be a woman. It could be a man as well. It's just a very forceful energy. One that takes no bullshit, one that knows what they want and how to get it out of life, okay? This is hard work. So it's like you know that you have to put forth hard work. You know that this change is going to cause a lot of abrupt kind of, major changes in your life, to where you're going to have to put yourself out there in a way that you're not used to. And you're going to have to work really hard to, move to the next phase of your life. So it's not something that's necessarily going to run smooth, but it's not because of the change that it's not going to run smooth. It's going to depend on whether or not you're willing to accept this change, is what I feel. And for some of you, it's just going to be that the change is going to be so drastic that it's just going to cause you to have to put more effort out there, okay? What's this heartbreak having to do with here in the middle? Taking a break, a rest, enough said, right? Taking a break, taking a rest on something. Pull another one for that. Because when we think of a rest, right? If this is heartbreak and we're thinking like, what's that about? Okay, where you're taking a rest. Well, maybe that just means that it's temporary, right? So let's pull another one. We get the Aries card. That's the Aries card, but it could just be a forceful, or not forceful, but authoritarian, or structured kind of person, like a person who is not gonna let you get away with things. Someone who's very serious and very responsible, right? And that energy is like maybe you're taking more control over your own life at this point. You know that this needs to happen, this ending or this break or this rest from the situation that is hurting you. And this is you just kind of being aware of that and taking the actions that you need to take in order to really realize that within your own life, and do the appropriate, act appropriately to make sure that everything goes the way you need it to go for the time being, which we can't control anything, but I mean, you're taking action. You're realizing things need to change, and that's what you're going to do. So what is this Two of Swords doing here? Having authority over your own life, okay? So it's like this change brings positive realization, light, hope, even though it's hurting you, you know that if you take control and make the changes you need to make, everything will be better. So that's what you do know, and so that's already a good sign that you are going to take this Death card pretty well. You're not going to try to delay it or anything, I hope. No one's judging, but it's just, like I said, it's just going to be that much harder if you do delay it. Like if you try to keep it there where it doesn't belong, ooh, it's going to get messy. Okay. Two of Swords. Okay, so I feel like basically, you don't really know that you have this power in your hands, but at the same time you kind of do, but you don't really want it. You don't see the opportunity within that. You don't want to have to make this decision, between these two circumstances or, paths of life. You don't want to have to do that work, You want to just sit there and kind of sulk in your own misery, and that's not cute, and it's not going to really be fun for you, That's needed for sure. Okay, that's Leo, but also it's just strength in general, These cards came out too, and I'm going to go ahead and use them. So stability is important to you, Maybe a reunion, reconciliation, a homecoming, and gathering. So yeah, I feel like basically this is just you coming to terms with your own self and what you need to feel secure and nurtured. You're going to be kind of reuniting with that whole side of yourself. Or reuniting with people who can help you to feel all of these things like strength. Not this, because this would be like the opposite of that, right? You don't want to have to, maybe it's just that you don't want to have to do the work, and so in the beginning you're kind of stubborn about it, or you don't really see how much power you have with the Two of Swords here. But over time, or as time goes on, maybe a few days, maybe a few weeks, maybe a few months, whatever the case may be, this is for June and July, so I feel that you're going to probably have this realization within this month or July, that, if you want to get to this place with the Queen of Pentacles and the Four of Pentacles, you want to feel secure, you want to feel strong with the Strength card, you need to, get back in touch with that side of yourself. You need to come together with your own self and find all of these energies, because you do have the ability to do this. It's not the Magician, but it is the Emperor, and he will do what he wants to do and what he needs to do and what's right. He'll find his structured way of living that works best for him and for everybody else involved. So it's like, in this situation, I feel like the only person you have to worry about is really you. You may be worried about other people, and that could be getting in the way kind of some of the actions that you're not really trying to take, or some changes that you're not really trying to make, and that's probably why the Four of Cups is here, because you're not really ready to do that. It's a big drastic thing, it's death. But just know that with death comes birth, so whatever happens, Virgo, it's going to work out. Something great is going to come from it. So yeah, let's move those aside for a little. So I feel like this whole month is just going to be like you realizing that you need to make some changes and start to take care of yourself more than you've been in the past. Money. Is that greed or is that like abundance? Oh, playa. Oh, Virgo. This is bad. Okay, yeah, I definitely feel like that's not really a good thing. underneath, what do we have here? So is this about you? Or this is needed? Either, okay, two scenarios here, okay? Either this whole shitstorm right here I'm about to describe and explain to you and, you know, clarify is your energy. This is you doing this bad business in a bad way. That's not good bad business. That's bad business. Okay, we'll figure that out in a second. No one's judging here, I'm just saying. Another thought, another take on this is that this is what's needed. Because this shit, you ain't doing much thinking, or whoever you're dealing with is not doing much introspection. You know, they're doing them. They're being selfish as fuck. So, let's look at this. This person's concerned with money, possessions, what they can get out of a situation, things that are going to bring them abundance, you know. Just with these cards here, I feel like it's an energy of like not really giving a shit about other people and what they need to have or what they want to have, but it's like what you want to have. You know, you're concerned about what you can get out of the situation or how you can, you know, get more or something. It's greed, for sure. And this is a player energy. Okay, so we have 3 different elements here. This is earth, fire, and air. So that's just, you know, looking at the cards in and of themselves. That's the energy, right? So maybe some of you are dealing with those elements, but others of you, it will just be the energies that will interpret, meaning, you know, the greed aspect of it, or just the over obsession, you know, the over involvement with this kind of you know, just so overly concerned with money and possessions and having their own, you know, for themselves, not really sharing, you know. And this is a player energy, so someone who's kind of going back and forth, you know, between people, or just like a bunch of different people, not really trying to make any commitments, not necessarily shady, but with this card, you know, with the lineup, yeah, I don't see it as something that's just, you know, oh, I didn't mean to hurt you, but no, I feel like it's a little deeper than that, you know. Someone's being sneaky about things. So it's like greed, lack of commitment, sneaky. I don't want to just go and say this person's a piece of shit, because you never know. But, then again, I am a Virgo, so that's maybe why I'm trying to not say that, but I'm not going to go there, because I can't get personal with this. So yeah, you know, take it how you want to take it. Some of you may be reading this, you know, hearing this and saying, oh, that's me, but, you know, I'm not really trying to be like that. Well, maybe you're not trying to be like that, but that is what it is, you know? And for some of you, maybe you purposely don't give a fuck, and you are this, and you know it, and you don't care what other people think, so, you know who you are and what you're doing. The point is, these energies are not good. You know, they're selfish, they're greedy, they're sneaky, and this is what's needed for sure. Either it's you, or the introspection is needed in the person's life because they lack that, right? What is this 7 of Swords doing here? Yeah, you're over, or you or someone you're dealing with in this situation, in this kind of energy, right, of the 7 of Swords. This person, whoever this is about, they're hoping that by taking something for themselves, being sneaky about it, they feel like kind of entitled in a way that they deserve it, because this is what they're trying to get to, this point of, I have everything I need and more, you know, I'm well off, I'm good, I'm protected, taken care of in my own right? And you're kind of hoping like this big kind of opportunity will happen. If I can just take, you know, and get to this place, and, you know, great things will come. Then I'll be happy, right? Let me tell you something, karma is a bitch, so be careful, you guys. No one's judging, I'm just saying, be careful. I'm definitely not, you know, encouraging that you be shady, but I'm just telling you what the cards are telling me. So, what is the Knight of Wands doing here with the Hermit? Knight of Wands. It says Knight of Wands representing? This is Cancer, or just waiting, you know? There's a reason that you're kind of going about this situation, doing it this way, and maybe that's because you're waiting for something to happen or something to take place. Yeah, it looks like that's exactly what it is. You're looking for kind of more emotionally, and you're kind of waiting to see if that's going to come to you. You know, maybe you're looking for it in a lot of different places and not really sticking to one place. And it is a very selfish kind of energy, as well as these other surrounding cards. You know, even though you mean well, possibly, you know, you just want to feel good, or you just want to feel, you know, happy or emotionally stable or emotionally secure, emotionally fulfilled. Well, that's not really the way to do it, though, right? I don't know how far that's going to get you, but I see what you're doing. And the the King of Pentacles here. What's that going on? Yeah, someone's overly, you know, preoccupied with this victory here. You know, I want what I want, and I'm gonna get it, and it's gonna feel good. You know, just greed. You know, for no good reason. Well, maybe here it's the emotional fulfillment. So you're looking for other places to get it. You're trying to take it, or someone you're dealing with is going through this. Okay, you're trying to take it. You know, trying to look for it in a bunch of different places, not just one, and not committing yourself to any of these places, but kind of expecting them to kind of, you know, fill up your cup that is empty and needs to be filled. And, you know, here it is. That's what you're looking for. And you're waiting too. You know, you're going around, but you're also waiting because you want this fulfillment. So what is the Chariot doing here? What are you waiting for? Because I don't see you doing much sitting still. You know, you're pretty active in your way of going about finding this emotional fulfillment that you see. What is Chariot doing here? You're waiting because you feel hurt. It's like very quickly. You're going to need to take a stand on something very quickly. You know, some rash decisions have led to some hurt. You know, you're not thinking very much. It's funny because here is a Hermit right here, like right in the same row. It's like, this is needed. You know, like it keeps trying to pop its head in because, yeah, I mean, this is needed definitely. Virgo, you got a lot going on here this month. So yeah, let me know what you guys think of that. You are going through some shit right now. There's some shady business going on around here. Maybe you just need to get in touch with who you are and what you want. You know, like the Queen of Wands would. She knows what she wants. She's not, you know, asking anyone. And she's not trying to explain herself. She just knows. And I feel like that's the place you need to get. And guess what? That's the best way to do it. You gotta go hermit style for a little while and see what you're really trying to do here. Look at your problems and everyone else is involved with you, but you know, focus on yours because that's the only ones you can change. So yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed that. Let me know what you guys thought about that, alright? Hope everything's cool. Talk to you guys soon.